Three fucking times I tried to do this part 2 and something always fucking interrupts me. Okay, welcome to part 2. Don't worry, I didn't get many questions done and I only was able to get one question. I got fucking interrupted like 3 or 4 times. So, first question of part 2. Heavy Storm asks, if... This is one of his first questions. If you could marry someone, who would it be? Fictionally, it would be Liara, Tally, Samara, Meryl, Isabella, Batgirl, Harley Quinn. Now, realistically, if you want me to say realistically, I have no intention of marrying anyone anytime soon. I personally don't think marriage is such a big thing. Personally, that's just me. It's a bit paper. I've known people who have been in relationships for years, and I'm not fucking checking that because I will end up replying to the person. I want to get this next part 2 done. And they've never been married. They've always just said that the marriage all gives you is legal benefits. But as I say, if I met the right person, and I felt like I could make that promise, because marriage to me is basically a promise. It's not to God, not to. I don't believe in religion. I'm not a big religious person. That's just the way I am. If my partner was, I don't care if my partner's mind is religious, as long as they don't fucking force it in my throat. If my partner was, I'd maybe go with that kind of wedding. But in all honesty, I'm not that type of person that goes, oh, I want to get married, that kind of thing. I don't think marriage is a big deal. I'd only get married if my partner wanted it more than anything. If I felt like I could make that promise that I want to spend my life with that person for the rest of my days until I die, because I only intend to ever make that promise once. Then I would do it, but as I said, I don't want to say anyone because I don't know, I haven't met them yet, or I may have met them now, I may have not met them now, I don't know. And whether it be a man, woman, or alien, pig, I'm kidding with the pig, man, woman, alien, whatever, if I cared about that person enough that I could make that promise, then I would. So yeah. Next one from Heavy Storm. Do you have any religious beliefs? I've just answered that. I don't have any religious beliefs. I'm an agnostic, which if you don't know what that, I'm probably butchering the way it's pronounced, but that basically means I do believe that there are supernatural elements in this world, and there may or may not be something up there, but I won't know until I die. Simple as. So, I have practiced a few religions in the past. Christianity, Wiccan. I was practicing Wiccan for about a year or two. I've looked into other religions, but religion's just not for me. It's just not my personal belief. I don't hate anyone who's religious. I don't say I'm very much a practitioner of I don't give two shits what you believe in as long as you don't start killing people over it. That's what I believe in. And yeah, I hate religious zealots. I have gone into arguments with various religious folk people who have basically been trying to force their religion down people's throats. I've argued with people. I've talked with people because that's just my beliefs. I don't think you should force something down someone's throat. I think you should show them your religion. If you want, tell them about your religion. If they don't find it interesting, let them go. That's my kind of belief. I don't have any religious beliefs, but I don't hold it against anyone if you do. As I said, I'm an equal opportunist offender, by the way. So, also, according to most religions, I'm going to hell anyway. So yeah, I don't give two shits. I'm going down there anyway. I'll see you all down there. Okay, so another question from Heavy Storm is, if you could work at a gaming company, which one would it be? I would say BioWare, but in all honesty, I don't think I could do BioWare justice. And honestly, I don't want to work with a company that is under EA. If I could choose, I'd love to work for CD Projekt Red because they are fantastic developers, and also I've seen their offices in many, many videos. I want to work there, simple as. Just saying that right now. I don't think I could. I'd probably be a tech guy, that's about it, because I don't have any programming skills. Another question from Heavy Storm is, who do you think would win in a fight between you and Alex the Hunted? Please. He's fucking English. I'm Scottish. I have a sword. I kick his fucking ass. That's how it works, bitches. We Scottish beat the English in everything. Fuck y'all, bitches. Everything but soccer and a few other things are huge there. But we beat them in combat. They can't take us. Final question from Heavy Storm is, what storyline would you like to see in Mass Effect 4? Completely fucking new storyline, new characters and everything. That's what I want to see. That's the way I'm ending that. I'm not talking about it anymore. Next. My phone went there, was my computer. Gabriel LDG, who's an awesome guy by the way. A question a little like considering the Kickstarter was big news last year. What is your opinion on Kickstarter? What kind of games would you back and why? And in particular, projects Kickstarters you can't wait to play. My opinion on Kickstarter is a good and a bad thing. I see a lot of positives with it. I see it as a way for developers to get out of the publishing thing, because publishing is a bad thing in my. It's a good and a bad thing, but in all honesty, I like the fact that if a developer can take the chance and not go into developing and can actually get the support from the gamers, the people who are going to play their games, I think that's a good thing. I think Kickstarter has a good aspect there. However, there's a lot of ways to take advantage of it, and I don't agree with a lot of them. I personally haven't backed any Kickstarter because I can't afford to throw that kind of money away at some people, even $1 or $2, because I need to keep every penny for other stuff, like comics and that kind of stuff. But the only one that I've been really interested in having a look at is Star Citizen. That one's the only one I've really looked at it. I think Kickstarter can be a really good tool, but I do think it can be abused too easily. And I do honestly think that it still needs a lot of work, it still needs a lot of polish before it's perfected. But I do think Kickstarter has a good chance of being a good way for developers to get out of the publisher's thumb. I see a lot of problems with it, however, but at the same time, it's a good way to maybe be interactive with your customers. Although I will say this right now, if you're going to back a Kickstarter, please understand that you are getting no guarantee that that thing is going to come about. You are basically giving your money to them and saying, you gave us a promise, now please keep that promise and take my money. Now if they fall through in that promise, you can't do jack and or shit right now. Kickstarter is very vague on that kind of thing. You can go for a mass sue thing, but you would need to get everyone who kickstarted it to do it. And even then, Kickstarter blatantly says in their terms and conditions that if you back something, do understand that it might not come about. A Kickstarter, a person who's set up the Kickstarter, made the promise that they would deliver, but if basically all they have to say is, look, here's where the money went, we got a little bit too ambitious and the project's not coming, we can prove that we did our best, and we'll give you the swag and all that stuff, that kind of stuff. But do understand, when you're giving a Kickstarter, all you're saying is, you gave me your word, you keep your fucking word. That's why I haven't given to a Kickstarter. So do understand, when you do give to a Kickstarter, understand that you're basically throwing money at people and saying, do it. You're never going to see that money again, by the way. You're never going to see that money again. If you get something out of it, that's fine. But understand that it is still a risk. Yeah, that's my opinion on Kickstarter. Next question comes from Tushar Bahadawaji. I apologise if I butchered your name. And his first question is, if you could play any race in Mass Effect 4, what race would you be? And what type? Soldier, Sentinel, Adept, etc. I would love to be an Asari, and I'd love to be a fucking Sentinel. That's it, basically. I'm not going to elaborate, but Mass Effect 4, I don't know if we'll have playable races. Question 2 from him is, what's the first race and class you're gonna play in Dragon Age Inquisition? I've answered this before. It's probably going to be either a rogue. It's going to be a rogue, definitely. It's going to be a Kunari or a Koseth or a elf. That's just the way I do it. 3. Are you buying the consoles at launch at all? No, I'm not buying the new console. I may or may not be buying PS4. It's still a big if at the moment. List your top 5 RPGs of all time, and thank you for asking the question. I'm not going to list my top 5 RPGs of all time because I'd be here for a fucking hour, and I need to get this video done. I'll say this right now, a couple off the bat is Mass Effect, Jade Empire, KOTOR, Elder Scrolls, not really, not Elder Scrolls, just some off the top of my head, Witcher, of course, played a bit of Baldur's Gate. I think that's a good game. I need to play it more though. And yeah, I think that's everything. That's just a couple off the top of my head. Morgan Carter asked, "What racing class are you going to play?" And I've already answered this question. Morgan, he or she is going to be playing a Kunari Rogue. Good choice, by the way. Another question from Morgan. Also, if you could, who is your choice for your romance option in the characters that have been announced and released so far? Out of all the ones that you want to be in the game. Personally, it's going to be Evangeline, if they can make her a companion, and some reason her and Reese have separated as part of the of her companion quest, and blah, 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 blah. Cassandra, cause why not? Okay, so who would I want? I don't want to say on romances right now because I don't know. I would like to maybe romance Cassandra. That'd be interesting. I'm not going to comment on romances right now because there's a lot of speculation when it comes to that. I'm not going to comment on that because there's a lot of speculation. But a couple, I'll say right now, Cassandra, I wouldn't mind. The V girl, whose name I can't fucking remember. I don't want Evangeline. I think her and Reese should be together. That's my personal opinion. Maybe a couple other characters here or there, but I'm not going to say anything until the new characters are out there. So, nothing at the moment. Next set of questions comes from Christina Jenkins. And the first question is, what race and class are you... I've already answered this. Well, I've answered that question like 5 times. Bless me. What do you think / hope will come in Mass Effect 4? I've answered that already. I'm just hoping for a good game, that's all. What do you think about... I've already talked about the ending to Mass Effect 3, goddammit! Christina Jenkins also asked, did you ever play Jade Empire? Yes, I fucking love Jade Empire. It's one of my favourite games. Fucking love it. Tushana Bahid, again, asks, your favourite Dragon Age Origins, Awakenings, and DA2 companions? Valenia, I can't pick, I'm sorry, they're all lost, so I love them, except for I love all the characters, except for Fenris, Sebastian, Anders from DA2. Yeah, that's about it. I hate those 3 characters. Every other character I think's okay. I love them all. Your favourite Mass Effect companions. 1 for each, also overall in the series. And have you... Okay, so firstly, now, if you want me to talk about fucking favourite companions from Mass Effect, I love them all. I don't hate any of them, except for Vega. That's about it. And there's another question. Have you ever watched Naruto or Naruto Shippuden? Yes, I have watched Naruto. I love the series. Have my issues with it, but overall the series is still enjoyable. I have watched it. I actually did something that I probably shouldn't have been doing for quite some time. I actually tracked down the first series of Naruto, which is kind of hard to get a hold of, unfortunately. I don't know if it's out of print, but it is pretty difficult to get a hold of for a decent price. I got it for a decent price. I have the entire first series of Naruto right here. I'm trying to get the entire series, which is a bit tricky, but I will get it. But I enjoy Naruto. I think it's a good series. Has issues. I prefer double for sub before anyone asks. And final question from Tushar. Have you ever seen a Bollywood movie? I've seen clips and bits and bobs. I have never watched a full one. Okay, next, the last set of questions. Then we'll move on to the few Twitter questions we got, and one Facebook question, I think. Next question comes from Agent Samabara. Do you think that there's any chance of Dragon Age Origins could be complete crap? Oh yes, there's a fucking chance. Every game, movie, book, TV series has the chance to either be great, good, or suck monkey shite. There's a chance Dragon Age Inquisition can suck monkey ass. There is a chance. I know that. It doesn't look like it's going to, but there's a difference between seeing it and actually playing it. Now, I love BioWare, but I will even say this, that there is I never expect a game to be fucking amazing. I expect a game to either be good or crap, and after that, if it blows my fucking mind, then I'm okay with that. That's my opinion. There is every chance that Dragon Age Inquisition can be fucking horrendous. At the same time, there's every chance that it could be one of the greatest games to ever be fucking made. So please do understand that, okay? Shimak asks, what do you think about the theory that Flemeth is one of the original Tervinter Magisters to check out of the Black City? I haven't heard that theory, but it would be plausible. We don't know that much about Flemeth. It is plausible that she could be there. She makes a bit more sense. She is a human who was possessed by a demon. And I'm pretty sure... No, wait, no. That was after the first blight, so it was after the Black City became tainted. But it did say a lot of the Magisters were returned to Earth as Darkspawn. So, I did say all of them was, and all of them was supposed to be there, but then there's Corypheus. There is a chance, but I just think that she's probably an old god, in my opinion. That's my opinion. I think she's an old god. It makes the most sense to me. Bloodcroft asks, do you think that Meryl is a Tally clone? I know they look different and have different accents, but they have the same personality and they both want the best for their people, and they're both shy and awkward among humans. Even their romance is similar. is the one thing I hate about her character, and I hope they change in Inquisition. I already asked Lady Insanity and MD this, and their views were mixed. I would love to have your thoughts on it and where Meryl... Okay. I will say this, Meryl and Tali do have very similar personalities in that aspect. I'm talking Mass Effect 1 Tali, and that is DA2 Meryl. They do have similar personalities, but I am going to have to disagree with the fact that that Meryl is a Tali clone. I don't think she is. Meryl has her own unique characteristics that I think make her her own character. I do see the similarities, but as I say, that's... You take any character, you can say they're similar to another character. Let me just fucking... I'm trying to figure something out. Just try to find something I can compare. Fucking hell, give me something. Fucking good. Screw it, close enough. Let's take the character of Zorro, or Angelina Jolie. Daughter. What the fuck's her name? I can't fucking remember her name. Let's take the female... We can see that the character of Zorro has a lot of similarity with Batwoman. You dissect the characters enough, they all have similarities. Every character in every sort of fiction will have a similarity to another character in some way, shape or form. I do see a lot of similarities with Meryl and Tali. I really, 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 really do. However, I do think that they each stand alone as different characters. I do see a lot of similarities, and their romance is a little similar. I will say that right now. However, as I still prefer Tali over Meryl. I'm saying that right now, but I do think that Meryl still has a unique quality about her that just makes her her own character in a way. It's very mixed opinions, very mixed things. I do know that I think MD and Lady Sandy have very mixed feelings on this as well. This is my feeling. I do see the similarities. I do think that she has some similarities to Tali. However, I do think that Meryl has her own unique quality about her that makes her different. As I say, you could dissect any character, any fiction, and you can say that they're like this character. You can do that with any character. I do see a lot of similarities, but at the same time, I still see quite a few differences. Next question from Bloodcraft. What is your game of the year so far? Not fucking answering that. Saying that right now, I'm not fucking answering that. Next question from Bloodcraft is, why is story the more important to you than gameplay? You say it often. I'm thinking about it. You say it often in your videos. I disagree. Your grammar's a lot worse for here, but don't worry, mine's just shit as well. I disagree. I think that gameplay is more important than story. Yet you criticize The Walking Dead and Beyond Two Souls for not having any gameplay. Isn't it ironic that you you only like games with good, strong stories and great gameplay? What if the game has rubbish storyline, but the gameplay and the good and... Okay, here it is. It comes down to your own personal preference and how you played games and your life, in my opinion. That's why I take into consideration. I've played games my whole life. I'm not answering that. I'm answering this question. In fact, just to make sure, I'm going to turn this phone on. I'm going to turn this phone on silent because I want to answer this question. My personal opinion on this is I grew up with story. That's the type of gamer I am. I grew up playing story. Now, is gameplay a vital part of gaming? Hell yes. Gameplay is a vital part of fucking gaming. I know it is. And I will comment on a game that has gameplay. Mass Effect, for fuck's sake. Mass Effect has fantastic story, fantastic characters. I'm talking about the first one. But the gameplay is fucking horrendous. The gameplay is horrible. It's not horrible, but it's playable, but it's clunky, it's very, very iffy, needed a lot of work in progress and still early in development, but I played it nonetheless because the gameplay was still playable. I personally can play any game as long as it has a good story, in my opinion. Now, gameplay is still a vital part to it, I understand that, and you disagree with me, that's completely fine. I'm not saying you're wrong. That the thing was, I don't know that much about you, Bloodcraft. Like, let's say, I'm using this as an example of some people I know. Some people I know grew up with gameplay games. Like, they didn't have a lot of games didn't always have a lot of story. You had to use your imagination. That's what I was always good at. But you take into consideration people who maybe have played games with gameplay and all that crap. They love the gameplay. They think gameplay is the most important thing, and I do agree that gameplay is an important aspect of gaming. But I can much rather play a good, strong story. Beyond Two Souls. I will say that if you've not seen it, I've made a wee on of it. I criticised the shit out of the game, and while it had a good story, the gameplay was there was virtually no gameplay. And I still stand by what I said about it. I'm not going to watch my review for what I find out why. Also, take The Walking Dead. That game's barely a game. It has barely any gameplay, but it has a fantastic fucking story. And I see whether some people come and why that wouldn't be their cup of tea. They prefer gameplay over story. I understand that. I really, really, really do. I understand that. But it's my personal preference that I prefer a game with an absolute fantastic story to it than I do if it does have fantastic fucking amazing gameplay. As is Mass Effect's a good example. The gameplay in that is fucking dated as shite. But it's still an amazing game I can still play over and over because the story's fucking fantastic. Why do people still play Mario? Like, you can go back and play any Mario game, you still enjoy it, because the gameplay in that game is solid as shite. Well, not as solid as a rock-hard golden shite. That's how solid it is. But at the same time, there's no story to it. I can still play Mario. I still play games with good gameplay. I just think story is a more important aspect to it because that's the type of gamer I am. It all comes down to your type of gamer that you are and what you do. As it is, that's everyone's opinion. People have debated with me and says, this is why I think gameplay is a more important aspect of the game, because without gameplay you can't have a good story. I say, well, you can have good gameplay, but if you have a shit story, you don't give people incentive to play the game. I have played, every game I've played has to have at least a decent story that makes me want to continue playing it. Otherwise, I lose interest. Your gameplay could be the most rock-solid fucking gameplay in the world, but your story's fucking horrendous and I have no incentive to fucking play it. Case in fucking point, I give an absolute great example. The Arkham series. The Arkham series has fantastic gameplay and a fantastic set of stories. That's a good mix. Story's awesome, gives me incentive to play it. Gameplay is great as well. However, if the gameplay wasn't that great, could I still play Batman Arkham games? I could. I could still play the Arkham games because I enjoyed the story of them. But the gameplay is felt does. It all comes down to that. That's my point of view. It comes down also to the developers. Well, BioWare's better at story than they are gameplay, that kind of thing. It all comes down to the type of gamer that you are, and you have to understand that, okay? So, I'm not saying gameplay is not a vital part of gaming. It is a vital part of gaming. Without gameplay, we wouldn't have games. However, for me personally, it's story over gameplay. That's my personal opinion. I can still say if a game has horrendous gameplay, I will say, this game has fucking horrendous gameplay, but I felt like the story was really worth playing through this gameplay for. I can say that, but I'm not going to let it mix my feelings and say, oh, it's definitely fucking worth it. I'm going to say why the gameplay is horrendous, why the gameplay is this, or if I had amazing gameplay, but a shit story. I will make that judgment on my personal opinion. That's what I'm saying right now. It all comes down to your own personal opinion. Okay? I understand what you're saying, Bloodcraft, but this is my opinion. I have my opinion, you have yours. And I'm not saying your opinion's wrong. You have a valid opinion. I have a valid opinion. Let's discuss it, which we just did. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll move on to the Twitter questions, which I think I've only got 2 of, I think. Yeah, I only have 2. First one comes from Charles. What type of music do you listen to? I'm not going to answer because I've answered that fucking times. I listen to everything. And Lord of the Rings Fan 100 asks, what is your opinion on the Assassin's Creed franchise? Or series of games? I think the Assassin's Creed franchise has a hit or miss. I'm not going to say too much because I still need to review Assassin's Creed 4. But I will say this. That's wrong thing. I will say this. Assassin's Creed, the series is an interesting series, and I do like it for that. It is very interesting with that. I do like it. However, I am going to say that it does have its hit or misses. I think it would have been much better if they dropped that whole Animus thing right off the fucking bat, by the way. But I think the Assassin's Creed franchise is an interesting series, and I do hope it continues. I do hope they don't do a game a year, because that would be fucking horrible. No Call of Duty, please. Don't do a Call of Duty. Don't do a COD. Simple as. I want that as a t-shirt, by the way. I want that as a fucking... If I get t-shirts, I want that t-shirt. Debs right now. That's my fucking first t-shirt. I'm going to basically have a t-shirt that says, don't do a COD. And have a fucking COD with a machine gun on it. And then you'll get the joke. You get the joke. You fucking get the joke. Wait, capital COD. Someone design that fucking shirt and I will use it. If I get shirts in the future, I will fucking use it. Don't do a COD. Fucking love that. Scottish Warrior 92 TM. I can't edit, so imagine Scottish Warrior 92 TM popping up somewhere. My shirt. Call dibs. Call fucking dibs. But I just hope it doesn't do that. That's my opinion. I like the Assassin's Creed franchise. It's an interesting series. Final Facebook question. In fact, first and only Facebook question. Batish Wahid asks, How long do you plan on doing your channel, and will there come a time when you will eventually stop? I've already talked about this in a previous video. I have no intention of stopping this channel unless something comes up, but I've said in the previous video, I don't have any intention of stopping this video. I will do this as long as I'm able to. That's what I'm saying. Now, thank you for everyone who submitted your questions. I really do appreciate every single one of your questions. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all for your continued support of this channel. I really do appreciate it. And thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed me answering your questions. And thank you again for every single one of them. And as always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92. I'll see you all later. Ciao for now.